Present.
And then Councilman Castillo is out.
And we are 13:55. I'm going to start with a point 1. Okay. Mayor, under these salaries, we are not allowed to do anything with the salaries because of the negotiations with the
union.
The unions.
Okay.
Excuse me. So even though that you're not in the union, it is a union spot, so we can't do that. So what we will do is we keep this at the same numbers as 2024, and then once we figure that out, we'll make the proper adjustments.
Question.
Yes.
I know that Dawn is union.
Yes.
The assessor position in this town is union?
Yes, it is.
I was not aware of that.
Yep, yes, it is. So that is, even if you were not in the union, it still is a union seat, so it has to be negotiated as a union position. So I will tell you that I believe next Friday we meet again, or Thursday, one of those days, one or the other. So hopefully we're going to know better by then. But for the 2024 budget, the total personnel line is $124.97. And I know that we made several different adjustments. You are actually salaried, correct? Mm-hmm. And not hourly.
Correct.
You've been with us how long now?
9 months, I think.
9 months.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes, it does. So that being said, just for the record, to make everyone aware that previously to this 2024 budget, we had an assessor, we had the assessor's aide, but we also had shared services during that year. So things have changed a little bit with that line, and we'll address that accordingly next week when that time comes. Under the equipment, you have in the point 2, that point 2, you requested a tablet at $375, correct?
That was a carryover. It's what it's always been there. It's not something I've utilized yet, but, we're entering a new year.
So my question is, under that point 2, with a request for the $375, and I see that we, to the best of my knowledge, we didn't expend that in 2023 or 2024, but we budgeted $375 in the 24 budget. On the point 4, you also have tablet down for $375, and the same thing. We budgeted for that in 24, but year to date we haven't spent anything yet. We're budgeting again for that. In that point.
I carried it over from the prior budget.
Okay, so under the point 2, under tablets, I am going to ask, do you feel comfortable with that at 0?
My only hesitation is my understanding building uses it regularly.
The building department itself?
I thought so, yeah. Greg takes pictures and, as we roll into my second roll year, last year was, coming in late and pushing a lot of stuff through. I will be doing more road work. So I don't have enough information on how the building department uses the tablet to know whether it's a better option for my department than an inexpensive digital camera we can purchase and transfer photos that way.
Well, the tablet may give you more opportunity to do other stuff too. So
it may, but I'm not familiar enough with it yet to comment on whether it's a theoretical loss or no loss at all.
So let me just ask you this. Were you carried over under the point 4, that 375, with no expenditure in 24-23? Is it fair to say that that was for a tablet as well?
I have a feeling it was a tablet.
So if we do that, that would be $750 for both. Is it fair to knock one down? We'll take the one out of the contractual and leave the other one in the equipment?
I think that's reasonable because it could go to a camera if need be.
Okay, so let's do this. Under the point 2, the first thing is the tablet. We'll leave the tablet in there for $375. Mm-hmm. The next thing, computer monitor.
Dean, hold on. Before
Sorry, go ahead.
Just back to personnel real quick.
Yeah.
The proposed budget of the 24 budget of the 78,075 and the 44,512, that adds to 122,587.
Ah, so the math is wrong there.
Not the 120,587.
Thank you for looking that up. Let's do that again. Let me just think out loud here on it. So Tiffany, you don't have that number off the top of your head, do you, with the amount of expense that we paid last year for personnel? I know it's the salaries based on 28, but I don't know what we paid previous to that. So I'm almost thinking, I really don't want to go back
There were
and knock
several
down.
months without an assessor.
Yes, and I don't want to go back and knock down.
Well, and you were also basing that 78,000 was based off of full time.
Yes.
Correct.
But
So
the thing is, I don't want to go
full.
I don't want to go back and adjust the budget that's already happened. You know what I'm saying? And basically, if we take, it was a 70-30, correct?
I believe so.
So, just think out loud, because that is a good point. But again, I don't want to short that. So, bear with me a moment. So, if we were to take the 78-75 off the 24 budget, and we were to adjust that
To the 35?
to the 35,
That does it. Oh, and then
and
35.
then leave the 44,512. Would that be a more accurate depiction?
But
of what
Tricia was
possibly
here
could
part of the
happen?
year.
Excuse me?
Tricia was here part of the year,
Yeah.
so you can't.
Oh, no, understood.
No, in terms of actual.
I'm just looking at the anticipation. I mean, I'm hoping you're not going to tap out. I'm hoping you're going to stay with us. So.
No, I'm hoping
My-
that you commit to me
Yes.
as well. Obviously, I was completely unaware it was a union position. I would question whether that falls under for full-time, and that
Well,
part-time maybe not, but we can talk offline about that.
Understood. But for budgeting purposes, for our numbers,
Yep.
I don't even know that we should or could even touch that. I mean, hypothetically, if we were going through and coming up with a number, then we would make the adjustments. But I'm almost thinking that since we are kind of held to 2024, I'm almost thinking that we should more accurately leave those numbers 78,075. And so 78,075, and you said 44. And 122,587. I wonder how that got away from us there. So that line is actually 122,587. So let's do this.
It's a difference of $2,090. If that makes it, if that matters.
So that total personnel would have been 122,587.
Correct.
The tablet, we're going to leave at the 375.
375 once.
So, okay. So, computer monitor at $200. Didn't
We actually just purchased it after the budget was, yeah.
So we can remove that out of there as
Yep.
well. So under the point two is going to be $375. And this will be new here. And under the contractual point 4, Ulster County Association, or Assessors Association dues. So that was at $85, and I did look back, I think 23 was 85. We budgeted $100 in 24, and we're budgeting that again. Are the dues at 85, or are they at 100?
I think this year they were at 85, but everything is going up. I presume dues may go up as well. So
Yeah, usually
they
tell
haven't
us,
set them.
because of budgeting purposes, usually all those associations, they usually come out in July, August, in that time frame. So it doesn't seem like a lot of dollars, but I'm not going to short you and not put you in there. But if we don't have to collect the unnecessary funds, then we won't collect them. So would it be fair to say we'll leave that at 85? I 100% get what you're saying.
I don't know. I mean, I'd be happy to email the association and ask.
Yeah.
I didn't do the budgeting for last year,
So
so
let me do this. Let's put it at 85. You let me know if it's higher than that,
Okay.
and we'll bring it back up to the 100. The same thing with the New York State Assessors Association dues. Budgeted 110, it came out to 114, 125. So we're talking 10, 15, 25. So let me just figure out all this here together. Year to date, 320. So that's substantial. The same thing, Board of Assessment review. That's what we paid. Were we folded? You weren't here during that, were you?
I was here for
The Board of Assessment review?
Yeah, we were
So
folded.
we had, everybody was there?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to leave that at 400. I feel comfortable leaving that at 400. You folks feel the same thing? Because this was based on, believe it, the 2024. So before I jump ahead, let's do this. It is small dollars there, but let's do this if you feel comfortable. 85. You guys are good with the Ulster County Assessors Association dues at 85 instead of 100.
Yep, and if it needs to be moved to 100, it's fine.
Okay. Now the same thing with the association dues for the New York State Assessors, and that's year to date was 114. Can we assume it's going to be the same, or you want to leave it at 125? How do you feel?
I mean, if you want to move it.
It's what, $11?
$11.
Yeah. So we'll leave it at 125?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll leave that at 125. The Board of Assessment Review, we're going to leave that at $400. The NYSAA conference training, $1,500. That was an increase of $2,000. Do we know that went up at all? And I see that
Hotel
there was-
costs go up, the classes go up.
Yeah. Now, and I do know that I do see year to date when we haven't spent anything. That training is generally in April. April.
Right, I didn't go this year for
So you
either
started
municipality.
afterwards.
Right, this will be
Yep.
for next year.
Totally
And this year,
understand.
we're going to use that line item, don't forget, for farm appraisal.
So is it like a biannual thing that you have to
No,
go
it
for?
is annual.
Oh,
but
you just do it every...
the-
okay.
Yeah, but in Mars,
Some of it is
came here
availability
after-
and-
yeah, she came here after that was given, so she didn't expend it. Right, the other assessors already had it.
Right.
So we'll leave that at 2,000.
Yep.
Okay, supplies. We increased the supplies by $100, but we only spent $181.38. Is there any other supplies that came out of that, or is that what that monitor would have been out of?
I don't do the budget adjustments. I believe the
All right.
monitor came out of that. I mean,
All right.
if we need a digital camera, disc
Under-
card,
understood.
those type of things, it's small potatoes, but that would be where it would come out of.
But that 181 is also to date, right?
So September.
No, that's probably when she first submitted. She was one of the first to submit her budget,
Yeah.
so that's August.
August, yeah.
I'll go do a quick look-see.
I don't think there's anything else that we did other than the fact that the monitor. Was there any other equipment that we did? Oh, there was a ruler or something. I think you did also.
Yeah, a scale
It's like
wheel.
100. Yeah, it was like 175 or something like that. 75.
No,
Was it 30?
It was a scale rule.
37 or something?
maybe $30. Yeah. And
We'll see what those numbers come back. But would you have a problem if we trimmed that by $100 and left it at 400?
no,
I mean, I want to be realistic.
yeah, I think that's
don't wanna
fine. I mean, I don't
nibble.
know, maybe a standing desk, that's $100 and something. I think that's fine. We don't need a lot of hard.
Like the kind that goes on top of the existing
Yeah,
desk.
a new mouse. These aren't.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
That's probably something we should have in stock for like 20 of them.
Wireless mouse.
Yeah.
Yes, batteries. I mean, that's
Drop them
the
or-
standard stuff, right? Batteries, mice,
Oh my
keyboard
God.
or two.
Lithium batteries, I crush those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the supply, she's closer to the 300 mark now.
Yeah, so of course.
And that was with the monitor, correct?
Right.
Of course, fine.
Yes. All right, so close to 300. There's no anticipation of anything else for the end of the year. Do you feel comfortable with 400?
Yes.
Okay. Same thing, mileage. Mileage is at 500, and you increased it to 700, and we've expended 197.
You're
But
about
again,
to expend
fair,
more.
yeah.
And mileage, right, reimbursement rates go up and,
All right.
it'll be
That's right now.
500 miles to and from appraisal class.
So you folks feel confident with 700?
Yes.
Times Community Paper, public notices, $70.64, and that was an increase to 85. Also, the same thing, we didn't have any expenses in 23 or 24 for that. What was that?
Publications?
Yeah, for some reason.
I don't know where the public notice fees get paid, but we have public notices, tentative roll, collection of data.
Yep.
Print mail,
So does that come out of print mail?
1670.
So really, she shouldn't have to have that?
I thought they all came out of print.
That's what I thought, and I was wondering if that's why we didn't see the
I'm not sure where
expenditures
the
for 23, 22.
7064, I'm not sure why that was to that line directly.
Yeah, and I don't think that I saw.
They did
whatever you're being
pay
used
for
to.
it out of the assessors this year. Normally, it wouldn't happen that way. Normally, that should hit print mail.
Okay. As long as the bill gets paid and we can publish our public notices, we're good.
Yeah, because honestly, there was not even, that wasn't even a line in the 24 budget. So I was surprised, and I looked that up, the Times Community Paper public notice. So that goes through print mail, so we really wouldn't have to have that at all, correct?
I would think so.
So we can remove the 85.
Okay.
So, and Apex too, who's Apex?
That's the software, the drawing software.
Ah, okay. So year-to-date 655, but we're only at 260.
That was the purchase this year, and then just the renewal for the service.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. We're going to do the
That
initial.
was kind of one of the first things you did, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Modernized.
Yep, thank you for that. And again, in the tablets under the contractual, we left that under the supplies, so we can remove that from here, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay. And let's do the mail. Just this one. Contractual. What's your new number there, folks?
3970.
Yep. All agree?
What did I miss?
Yeah. Well, we have.
This is total for the 24.
Hold on.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone.
We go back now for the total department request.
Hello, everybody.
Request.
Anywhere you want us to sit, Supervisor, in particular?
Just give us a minute for we're going to finish up here. Okay, so
That resignation letter from Interaudio.
total request.
I might have left it. That's all right. I'll bring it to you tomorrow.
Total request for the department. You don't want to come up with.
Oh, no, I take it back.
Down to your
Yeah, as long as you get some additional.
That's okay.
So that's just a copy. We have a copy for you.
One, two, six.
It's just one more time.
226932.
That's what I'm going to make sure I got. One, two, 6, 9, 3, 2. Yeah, so from 2024, there's quite a significant difference, but it has to do with the way that you're doing our salaries.
That was gap. It's got to be a salary.
And the thing is, it sounds like it's an awful lot, but until we get the answer, that's what it is. So it is going to be an increase. So the total department request for 2025 is going to be $126,932.00.
And then the salary, once it's negotiated, we'll come back.
We'll do an adjustment on it. But like I said, it was kind of, no fault of theirs. It was 9 months ago. We did that switch in 2024. We just kind of threw things off. All right. Any questions for us?
I feel maybe we'll just circle back offline regarding the status and negotiations for a part-time position and also reappointment. So that we feel comfortable moving through the whole budget cycle.
Absolutely. Thank you for everything. You have a lot to do.
Thank you. I appreciate the acknowledgement. It's been a challenge, but I'm enjoying it. So there's plenty of work to do. So let's,
Very
appreciate it. Okay. We will,
Thank you very much.
okay.
Thank you so much.